Hey, this is an RPGamer video impression for Guild of Dungeoneering, a weird, an interesting little mash of mechanics and ideas with a nifty art style that is just launched on Steam as of today. I've been playing it for, maybe 5 hours or so. And this is where we're gonna do a run and talk about it and maybe see what shakes out. So this is it. You are the master of a guild of dungeoneers, explorers of and delvers of darkness and monster fighting. So as guild master, you build a guild, little rooms. Each new room adds a new character class, which comes with little character doodle people. I think right now all my doodle people are mostly ladies, which is nifty. I mean, this is my lineup right here. Over here is the crafting areas where new items spawn. That's a mime. I don't like him, so he doesn't get to hang out with anyone. And we are just gonna go exploring. We're gonna do a run, jump right into the gameplay, and see how it goes for us. So, I've cleared a few dungeons out already. So I only have one to go into. So we're going to do the adventure of the Nosy Eye. The first quest, the Ocular Rift. So we pick our character. I'm gonna stick to a barbarian because that's the best class I've got, and then you can pick a boost. These are all unlocked by expanding your guild. So we're just gonna stick with Hugging a Bottle because it's extra health in the early fights, which is handier than you might think. But we're going to battle an eye beast. Hopefully not infringing on anyone's copyrights. No siree. So this is it. This is where our deck building side of the game comes in. We start with a hand of 5 cards that we can lay out to build the dungeon as we go. So we're gonna set down a corridor. And you don't have direct control of your little dungeoneer. I guess Aisha, the barbarian, in this case. They will wander about, usually looking for loot and fights. Almost exclusively is what they want to find. So we're just gonna throw a fight down right away because I've got a level 1 monster. So should be an easy thing. Get some treasure going, and we'll get to show you a combat right away. So that's the dialogue, is just little pop-up blotches. So here we see that some animals have, or characters have specific traits, so this is all tool tipped in. So bats are loners. Apparently they lose health if they're in dead ends, and my character is a death wish, which means if the monster's bigger than it, she gets more health, which is handy, I guess. But the barbarian, all your attacks come in decks of cards. Each character class has a different style, so this one, barbarian tends to emphasize a lot of reckless abandon and dealing heavy hits at a cost. So we're just going to, and similarly, the bat has a deck. They play first, so we can see that it's throwing an attack that does 1 magic and blocks 1 damage. But we're gonna hit him a little harder with 2 physical attack and block 1 magic. And as you can see, he's lost 1 health. I'm fine. So this attack is 1 physical damage, and it's unblockable. And everything is really nicely tool-tipped. There are no tutorials, but everything has tooltips, so it's, as long as you're willing to sort of read everything once or twice, you'll be fine. But I kind of wish it did a better job of explaining how the AI paths itself, because it's just dumb luck a lot of the time. So we beat the bat, and now we get some loot. Loot adds either stuff to your deck, as is the case here, or just more health. So I'm going to take that option. I'm going to throw down that, and okay, yeah, that comes with a perk. Throw that one down. And see, she's now going for the biggest fight, so the biggest loot in the biggest fight, which is that Minotaur over there. I was hoping we'd fight that slime, but that is the way assorted cookies crumble. Can I do something to coax my Dungeoneer the other way? I do not think I can. So we're just going to put a slime in the way and end my turn. Alright, and so another fight. We're going to choose Assault. Okay. Let's just go with a heavy hit that costs us 1. Another heavy hit. The heaviest of hits, I think. And boom, we get some lootables. You know, let's just go with more health, because we have to fight a Minotaur, and that's gonna be hard. I know, I'll trick him into fighting another Minotaur. That'll go great. But yeah, we'll end the turn. Okay, so if successful, discard a card. So not really much we can do to block that, so we're just gonna hit him as hard as we can. And we're gonna hit him again. And we're gonna hit him some more. And this is the game, there's a lot of dumb luck in this. There is a lot of dumb luck in this. We died. And now the narrator sings a song to make fun of us.
Be slain, but overrun and very scared. Our heroes fell in battle.
Yep. And funnily enough, we get a new Dungeoneer in the same class. And that's it. It's a lot of dumb luck. I didn't have the cards to beat that Minotaur, and I didn't have the cards to avoid the Minotaur, so I fought the Minotaur, I lost to the Minotaur, and you're dead. But it's not a huge setback, the way some other rogue-like mechanics are. It's a bit more like, what's the one I'm thinking of? Rogue Legacy, where you wouldn't have kept any of the loot I gained on that fight in that run anyhow, every time you get reset to 0 for gear. So it's just a question, in most cases, of throwing bodies at dungeons. And here's my graveyard of all the bodies I threw at dungeons, in the hopes that you either win or you earn enough gold over here to expand the guild so that you can get a new class that maybe does what you need to the right way. So that's kind of the game. It's got a sketchy little art style. The music is, you know, a flute and a mandolin the entire time. You know, little bits of dialogue. Like, I can keep clicking the mime here, and he'll keep doing that. But there's a bit of a sense of humor. But honestly, the game is not all that clear about teaching you what's going on, even though there's tooltips for everything. And it is entirely luck-based. You know, I mean, you can play the wrong card and die, or you could just not have the cards you need and lose the entire run. And the game will make fun of you for it, because you have this singing narrator who cracks jokes at your expense. But that is kind of the game. Before we go, I'm just going to show you the settings menu. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You can adjust the volume. At least in-game. Let's see what our options are on the main menu. Oh, and they're exactly the same. Like, you can't even... Like, I really wish I could run this in windowed mode at half size, but... That's about all I can say right now.